Welcome back to the Leverage Lounge podcast, the show where we unlock how agents, creators, and business leaders are scaling with systems, automation, and smart leverage. Today's guest is one of the most forward-thinking minds in the real estate space. He's the co-founder of the Crim Institute of Artificial Intelligence and Content Cards. And get this, he's built the world's first AI certification program for real estate agents with over 1,100 graduates in 46 states and 10 countries in less than 1 year. Make sure you stick around for the content automation segment, where Nick breaks down exactly how agents are maintaining a 24/7 omnipresence online without burning out or breaking their workflow. Let's welcome to the lounge, Nick Krem.
What's going
What's
on,
up, Nick?
Michael? Excited to be here to talk about leverage with you because I believe, man, you're one of the most exciting people to follow in the industry too. Every time I see you, I get a smile. So just to be asked to be here with you is an honor, and I'm excited to be able to share with you guys.
Brother, I am honored that you said yes. We go back many years, back to the Content Cards days when all of that was just beginning.
Yeah.
Talk us through the beginning and the iterations of Nick Krem. I think you're probably at Nick Krem 10.0 by now, right? So,
yeah, it all started because my brother and I just had an eye for marketing and branding. I was at a call center working with, like, you name a CRM, I was in the back end of it. You name a value proposition, I pitched it, seeing people's branding, seeing people's marketing. So we launched our first business together called Content Cards, where we actually created a digital business card. That was right before 2020. So when 2020 hit and everybody needed digital business cards, it worked out well in our favor. So we were able to grow that company very quickly in all 50 states and 13 countries. And we just continued to work and fill gaps where agents needed it. Then came the marketing and branding, the content house, which you were a part of, where we'd shoot video content for you and repurpose it across multiple platforms. And then AI came into the fold. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like our entire marketing, branding, copywriting team, video editing team can be done for about $15 a month now. So we made the pivot into the AI powered agent, the AI certified agent, created the world's first AI certified agent with a simple goal to help real estate agents make the transition to AI powered business and get more leverage. So I think that's a good transition to what we will be talking about today.
I think it's perfect. I love the fact that you are helping agents scale. Most business owners, let's just say, don't understand the idea of leverage and what it means to scale. And so as a result, a lot of businesses stay small. A lot of agents especially find themselves doing it all and trying to figure it out and then just kind of hustle their way into growth. I love your position in this because you're able to step back at a 30,000 foot view and go, hey, there's some systems and some processes that you can put in place where you don't have to do that. And you can gain the time freedom that you're looking for and still gain everything that you want, right? Still have the time freedom, still have the financial freedom that you're looking for.
Yeah, I think hearing you talk reminds me of a book that I read when I was still at the call center called Traction. Traction is an amazing book. And one of the things it talks about is letting go of the vine, meaning like a lot of times when you try to give somebody, like when you try to get leverage, a lot of business owners still hang on to the vine, thinking that they still have to have a hand in it. So you end up paying someone to do a job, but then also trying to do the job yourself. So now you're not actually leveraging, you're still micromanaging, holding on to the vine. And it's like now you're paying someone to do a job twice and you're still hanging on to it. So I think this is where, learning to let go of the vine, I feel like leadership is a big part of leverage because then you have to start identifying what kind of leader are you, identifying the leadership traits, being able to let go of the vine and allow some of the people to do the work that they can. I think this is where also AI comes into it too, because now you can build a system around AI about how you think, how you write, and how you operate. So now those people that you hire, whether it's a VA or somebody else, the AI is the expert and then they leverage that. So like to me, that's been a huge point for me of being able to let go of the vine because I have custom GPTs and different things that are sometimes better than me. And that's where it's like your ego is not your amigo, right? Like putting that aside and saying, look, that can actually do it better than I can.
Your ego is not your amigo. I love it.
Yeah.
Nick, your AI certified agent 3.0 program scaled globally in under a year.
Yeah.
That's wild. What structural elements allow that type of leverage?
That's a great question, Michael. That's why I'm excited to be on this podcast. You're going to ask me questions that a lot of people haven't before. So I think like some different structural elements that allowed us to scale as quickly as we did was me taking my genius and making it exponential through AI. And what I mean by that is I believe we all have a certain particular set of skills. Right. So it's like being able to take those set of skills, and I build a lot of custom GPTs and a lot of automations that are around all the Zoom calls that I've had, the trainings that I've done, the emails that I've written, and I've uploaded those into AI in order for my team to replicate my writing. And every time I do a Zoom or something just like this, it gets added to the fold. So that way it's not just like, oh, write in the style of Nick Krem, and it has to guess what that is based off of one email that I've uploaded. No, I've written thousands of emails. I'm on Zooms every single day, and that is constantly getting added to the archive, because I believe the most valuable thing that we have, that any company will have, is their company knowledge base. So I've been able to effectively include my company knowledge base, which is essentially my brain, incorporated into my emails, into my blogs, into my landing pages, into my sales letters, into the call scripts, into our AI text bots, into everything. So that way it's an exponential organization, because it's my brain getting uploaded into AI, which then could be multifaceted into my entire content engine machine.
Man, that's so good. One thing that we're not going to do on this show that you're probably going to find on almost every other podcast is, do you think AI is going to take over at some point and humans obsolete? All that? We're not going there, because here's the thing. I believe in the power of AI. I believe in the power of humans. And I know your mission, part of your mission is helping people understand how to use AI to be more human.
Yeah.
Right. And so I love where we're going with this. So let me ask you this. What was your biggest, like, this is working moment?
Dude, emails. I still believe email is the biggest. I know email is the biggest ROI in your business. And for me, I spent so much time studying good copy, learning from people, being able to see what some of the best email copywriters in the world, like Frank Kern, studying NLP. And like, I prided myself on my email writing ability. And then my biggest aha came when I started building out my entire infrastructure of NLP, writing styles, the emails that work, the emails that don't work, into a custom GPT that my team is now able to leverage. And my biggest aha was like, my email open rates went up 10 to 20%. My click rates went up 3 to 5%. And I was like, wait, so as much as I love like the skill that I've acquired, I can let go of the vine. And I've trained this basically beast to be able to do it for me, where now I can literally just do a voice note to my team. And it's a voice note of what the event or like webinar or training or live AI workshop that we do. It's like a 30-second voice note. They transcribe it and they put it through the email copywriter, the landing page copywriter, the sales script copywriter. And it's all of like my thinking in these. And it's a 30-second voice note. And then all of this is done for me. And that aha was when I saw all of the open rates and things going up. And it's like, wow, I really did just create this ultimate leverage. And it's not just working as good, it's working better.
Man, you mentioned something. You said your open rates. You noticed that your open rates were increasing. And let's be honest, there's a lot of people who are sending out emails on a day-to-day basis or week-to-week basis, depending on how often they're sending them out, maybe automated emails. Yeah. They have no idea what their open rates are. They're not even tracking that stuff.
Yeah.
And here you are saying that was one of your biggest aha moments, that this is working. And so talk to us about the importance of tracking some of the systems that you've put into place to know that you're scaling in the right direction of where you're trying to go. Yeah. You're tracking towards the goal that you've set.
I'll draw this back to, I remember when Jay Kinder said, I didn't love the numbers till I loved the numbers, right? And I didn't really know what that meant at the time, but it is really like, knowing your numbers is like making love to your business, because like you get to know it intimately, right? You get to have an intimate relationship with your business to really know where your money is going to really know what's pushing the needle. I'm no longer guessing at what's working and what's not working. And, I think this is where, when we talk about leverage in AI, leverage isn't just for me, it's also for people within my organization, where now, because they're utilizing these tools, they don't have to spend all that time behind a computer structuring everything and guessing and trying to figure it out and becoming an expert, where now they can input it into the AI systems that get this work done for them quicker. So now they can spend more time on higher income producing activities like checking the numbers, see what's really working, and then organize formulas based on what's working and come up with better solutions. So now it's not just making me exponential, it's making everybody on my organization exponential, where in order to send out more emails, I don't have to hire more people. I don't have to hire more copywriters. Now we just have to simply put it through the system, and they're able to focus on higher income producing activities like knowing our KPIs. So right. I think that's where like knowing the numbers, what does that do? It allows you to be intimate with your business because you get to know it more on a deeper personal connection. And it's like, man, I know what he means now. You don't love the numbers until you love the numbers.
But for the people who that doesn't come naturally to, does that come natural to you, for you to be the numbers guy and be like intimate in your business? Or did you just love doing what you were doing and you're like, man, I'd rather just hire somebody to be all about the numbers?
You know me, Mike. I am not that guy to get deep into the numbers, and I never will be. That's okay. I found somebody who enjoys that, who enjoys bringing me the spreadsheets, who enjoys doing these things. And heck yeah, I leverage that. I look at all the areas of things that I want to do, and I say, well, who is the person that will get that done? Not me. Right? There's too many Howards out there trying to figure out how to do things, how to do this, how to do that. And you'll never grow to the place you want to be being a Howard, right? Because then you'll always just be stuck in the seat of figuring everything out. And that's a tough seat to be in. I've been there. It's not fun because then I end up doing things that doesn't give me energy, that doesn't push me forward, that doesn't move the needle. And then I end up with a bunch of half-done projects.
Yeah, it's not fun. It sucks the fun out of it. It's no longer a labor of love. It's just labor.
Look, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, that's where a lot of people, they lose it. They lose that passion for it. They get stuck in the mud, stuck in you mentioned the how of it all. You mentioned this on the show before. The book, Who Not How, changed a lot of my mind and the way that I was doing work and helped me to understand what leverage really looks like. I mentioned it to, I believe it was Joel Perso, but I was talking about how even in the book, Who Not How, I loved where it talked about even sometimes your who needs a who.
Yeah.
Right. So sometimes you're hiring somebody, that person that's bringing you the numbers in the spreadsheets, but they may not have all the AI and the right prompts and the GPTs to help them turn what could take 2 hours to analyze data and turn it into 30 minutes or 15 minutes of work.
Yeah.
And that's where they can leverage you and you can leverage them. And it becomes this beautiful symbiotic relationship.
And I have a full-time AI efficiency officer who's constantly looking at our systems and processes and integrating different AI tools, different AI systems, custom GPTs, workflows, automations into everybody's work. And it works like gangbusters. And, I hate to quote, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And it's like, no, I don't believe that to be true. If you love what you do, you'll work every day of your life. Like, I love what I do. I love working. I love the process. I love getting down there in the weeds in the areas that bring me energy. That's I'm just constantly looking for leverage to keep me in that area.
So one of the biggest things that makes your model stand out is the weekly live workshops.
Yeah.
How do these sessions create like measurable growth for your agents?
Man, so the weekly live workshops, I keep it to bite-sized pieces because I believe in the minimal effective dose. Like AI, if agents spend more time behind a computer and less time talking to their clients, then I believe I fail them. There's so many things you can do with AI and so many people trying to teach them how to build their own websites, build their own apps, vibe code, and do all these things. I'm like, when's the last time an agent built an app and made millions of dollars? Like, software engineers have done it, but like, my goal is, how can I give you the minimal effective dose and teach you guys simple ways to implement AI into your business? And that's what it is. Normally they're 30 minutes or less. And it's very simple strategies that move the needle, that save you time or create better marketing. So for us, and how have I been able to do that? Well, through my leverage team and AI, because I leave a 30-second voice note on an exact topic that I'm going to be able to do, and they run it through all of my custom GPTs. I even have a Hey Gen video where it's not me, it's my AI avatar that shoots the video every single week, inviting people to it. So now it's like, I don't even have to shoot the video inviting people to it anymore. That goes on the landing page. They run it through the custom GPT that creates the script. They have my AI avatar shoot the video. And then it's like, what's going on, guys? This is the Crim clone inviting you to this week's live AI workshop. So it's literally a 30-second voice note and emails, landing page copy, the video itself, sales copy, follow-up scripts gets completely done for me through my leverage team and AI.
So your Crim clone calls itself the Crim clone. Yeah. Tell me the idea behind that, because I think there's a lot of agents and business owners who are using AI and they're like, man, maybe if I can make it look like me, then I don't have to do it. But you're like, well, yeah, I'm going to make it look like me, but I'm also going to call out the fact that it's the Crim clone. Is that marketing for you? Or is there some science behind the madness there?
There's absolutely marketing, but everything I do has a marketing plan behind it. And it's like, one, I'm not going to lie to people and tell them it's me. I feel like that's kind of like, I feel like there's a certain level of integrity that comes with this, where it's like, one, I'm not going to lie to people and try to convince them that it's me, because I feel like it's hard to, like, it doesn't capture my full emotion, my inflections. It does a pretty dang good job. People watch like, whoa, I would have never known. But now they're like, it's a little shock and awe. Right? Like, wait, now they're watching, like, wait, that's not Nick? And they're trying to piece it out. And they'll be like, whoa, I thought that was you until it did this and this. And now they're commenting and they're more engaged. And I feel like people are more surprised that I'm even able to do it than they are of like, is that Nick? Is that not Nick? And it's like, wow. And then if they feel like it's not me, then they're kind of rubbed the wrong way. No, I call it the Crim clone, and people call it like Crim 2.0 or like different ways. For me, I like literation. So like this, the k sound. So like Crim clone, right? Like literation goes a long way. Rhyming goes a long way when it comes to marketing and branding, which is a whole nother topic in itself. But yeah, there's a reason I call it the Crim clone, for that little bit of literation within it. But it's also just like shocking on. Also, I'm an AI company. You should be able to see on display the ways that I'm utilizing it. We're even coming up with a little, one of our marketing things is, it's me as a keychain. So it's like me holding me as a keychain, and then it zooms in, and then it's the keychain talking and doing the video. So it's just like fun ways that you can utilize this technology to create just fun marketing.
You've said before, and I love this, the best agent doesn't win. The best marketer does.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how AI is tipping the scales, Nick.
Yeah.
How are small teams using AI to punch above their weight in visibility? Let's start there.
You know, it comes down to what I believe is, you know, like if you're not emailing your database 3 times a week, I think you have a hobby, not a business. And like before, you'd have to like try to use like the blanketed CRMs and like the same message that everybody uses. But now with AI, you're able to curate custom messages around the community, around what your clients are experiencing. And now I tell people, you have zero excuse for not being able to how to do this. I don't know what to do and I don't know what to say. BS. You can use AI to be able to help you do that. Blog posts. So now we're helping agents blog 12 to 15 times a week, get seen on Google Gemini. I had somebody call me when I like right before I presented, like, Nick, somebody just found me on ChatGPT for the first time, and it was a $2 million buyer in Atlanta. So like they just said the best real estate agent in Atlanta. And because we have the process, it's a solo agent. So they beat out every team and every person, but they were blogging 12 to 15 times a week. They were creating YouTube shorts using their Hagen avatar, not going viral, but identifying the right keywords in order to show up on these platforms. So there's a gap in like what people think, like, look, going viral and all that, AI can help you collaborate, right? You can use it as a collaborator to identify key trends, identify keywords. And if you shoot the video, great. But I'm looking at this like, what about the other 99% of people? Because there is a little bit of a personality that does come with going viral and having a social media presence and like really identifying that. I'll say 95% because there's a lot of good agents who do that. What about everybody else? Well, it's just consistency. Consistency with the specific keywords, with a specific strategy that AI can help you create. And then you just beat people on consistency. Like there's a tool, realestatecontent.ai, where you can literally plan your entire month's worth of content in about 20 minutes. Like every single day, it generates custom content for you.
Realestatecontent.ai.
Yeah.
Anybody
And
can go to that. Is there a paywall?
well, yeah, there's a paywall. It's about $700 for the year. Don't quote me on that. But it's about like
Okay.
$700 and $900 for the entire year. And it's literally, you can do first-time home buyers in Dallas and then who your target audience is on Mondays. On Tuesdays, you can have market update. On Wednesdays, you can have it be reels. It'll literally create a custom reel for you. On Thursdays, you can have it be a carousel post. And then on Fridays, you can have it blog around a certain topic. And it creates custom content for you on each one of the days. And you literally just do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for the entire month, and it's done for you. It's not going to help you go viral, but you identify the keywords, you stay consistent, and you stay in front of people.
How is AI shifting how agents should be thinking about lead gen in general?
So there's a couple different ways to really look at this. And the biggest one that I think people get caught up on is thinking they have to create all these tools themselves, where every CRM in the country is getting AI chatbots, AI callers, and things built into it. So like YLopo, for example, they have Ray of Voice, where you literally call and qualify your leads for you. Lofty has AI chatbots built into your CRM, so it'll go ahead and text for you. And I think one of the biggest ways that people are missing out on is AEO and GEO, answer engine optimization and generative engine optimization. Basically, when people Google things now, how many people even scroll past Gemini? Because like Gemini will automatically give you the answer that you are looking for and then the resources on the side. People aren't even scrolling down and clicking the links as much anymore. Same with ChatGPT. More and more people every day are going there and using it like Google and using it for information. So are you going to be found on these different resources? We had somebody on our program within the first 30 days had 7 different calls from Gemini and ChatGPT. People calling out to them and just saying like, yeah, you're the person that they said to go with. So like, lead gen coming from the standpoint of how are you optimizing your backend sequences as far as like reaching out, but then also how are you literally getting leads? And this is a place where most people, I mean, ads and everything work great, but like, why not literally have people calling you based on you just showing up when people search?
Yeah, that's next level. I remember showing my mom ChatGPT for the first time.
Yeah.
And of course, she kind of just dismissed it. And I was just showing her the simple stuff, how to create, characters and graphics and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
that was before ChatGPT really knew how to spell. So she was like, this thing doesn't even work, And then I told her, just play with it. And I started giving her some ideas and some prompts and stuff. Dude, she talks to OpenAI, ChatGPT every day.
Yeah.
She uses it for therapy sessions. She used it to find one of her long lost best friends that she grew up with in California. My mom lives in Atlanta, Georgia. And it told her what her friend is up to now, where she might be. This might be the person you're looking for. And she's, my mom it was like 2:00 in the morning. She called me. She's like, you'll never guess who I found, So there's some people who are just afraid of it and they don't want to dive into it. They feel like, it's the beginning of the end. And listen, I got a news update for you. It's here to stay. It's only going to get bigger. It's only going to get faster. It's only going to get stronger and still very much within your reach. If you're an agent that's listening to this and you're thinking like, I love this AI stuff, but I don't have the time to implement all of this myself. I like some of this AI stuff that Nick is talking about and I want to have it in my business, but I'm not the one who wants to run it. I will tell you, go over to smarthireva.com. We place real estate savvy virtual assistants who can execute your AI, your content, your CRM tasks for you because you don't need to hustle harder. You need to hire smarter and you need to implement things like Nick is talking about right now. I want to get into some content automation with you.
Okay.
Let's shift gears into this content cards because you built a platform that allowed agents to stay visible daily without doing it manually.
Yeah.
How has that changed now? Because now you are leveraging AI. Before you were doing that, there was no generative AI, or maybe it was, but
No,
we didn't know anything about it.
It was Nick
when
AI,
you first started content cards. But now,
out.
Help me understand how you're talking to agents about, we talked about lead gen, but what about branding and, personal branding and even having a niche? I heard you say about the real estate content.ai. It can create some customized stuff for you, but is it truly customized? Because I don't want my stuff sounding like your stuff, just like those, you got these companies out there that create all this social media content for agents,
Right.
and they all look alike. They all sound alike. And it's like, why are you paying them to do that? So let's talk about some personal branding and true customization. How are your clients thinking about that?
So what we're helping them do is create custom GPTs that really align with their brand voice, with their company mission, with their ideal client profile, with their writing style. So that way everything goes through a filter where like you can leverage different companies. And like if you have a VA, but they're just using ChatGPT, they're not using a customized version that is through your writing style, it's still going to fall short. Right. So what we're really helping people do is how do you create? So I call it like becoming like the CEO of your AI, where you can have like your chief marketing officer, your lead gen officer, your email officer, your blog officer inside of ChatGPT that are specifically built for your voice, your brand, your marketing, styles that you've even written before. So that way everything kind of goes through a filter before it goes out to the public. And I think that's a place that a lot of people miss because they're just using ChatGPT or just using Claude or Perplexity or something without having their brand and their voice properly trained into it. So for us, that's one of the first things that we do if we're working with a VA. It's like, well, they need to have this system behind it or else it's still going to fall flat. It's still not going to speak to the right people. If your AI doesn't understand NLP, it's going to be a lot harder, right? So like these are things that we help people do is how do we build out your infrastructure of AI so that way it's kind of like the leverage point between you and the person that you hire. How do we build out this board of advisors, if you will, that's your VA or somebody can go and communicate with. So it also gets rid of your got a minutes, right? So they're not like, hey, got a minute? Can you check this out? They can go and talk to a version of you instead of you every single time they have a question.
Nick, that is wild. That almost sounds like a hot take. That is wild, but it's here. It's already happening.
Dude, it's already here. We're already doing it. Like my team, it's like I've almost completely been able to step out of the box besides like a couple things they ask for me a couple times a week. I even have an AI version of me that they can text, call, and Slack to ask questions about different things. So now it's like they're literally calling me without calling me with questions. And it's a rule. If they don't communicate with that first, you cannot talk to me. And 90% of the time it answers it. And if it doesn't answer it, I record my conversation and then add that to me AI. So that way it knows next time. So it's like, we're just constantly building out this version of me. So that way it's not me in every seat. Like me can even be on Zoom calls if I wanted to. So like we're still testing around with that, but like it can literally attend Zoom calls, attend trainings, attend meetings. And it's like me AI is just becoming, this is why I said your company knowledge base is going to be the most valuable thing that you have. Recording every call, recording every text, recording every email, recording every Zoom call that you have, and just building out this infrastructure so you can create a version of yourself. And that's how you become exponential.
But aren't there space limitations to it? Like you're talking about recording every call, every voice, every recording, every Zoom call, and then uploading it in. I've run out of space on threads on ChatGPT. How do you maintain all of that information? Does it not space out?
Not if you do it the right way. Like there are ways where you can like have like, so like one of the things is like you can upload. So these are like custom GPTs where you can upload thousands of words and things into it. I have one document that's a running document that just has all of my transcriptions and things. So it's like we just keep adding to that document and then it automatically uploads into it. I have links where I can add podcasts, I can add YouTube videos to it. So that way it just continues to grow and build. So it's like the thread is one thing, but also the knowledge base is where the magic happens.
That's where it happens.
Yep.
Oh man. All right. You got my wheel spinning now, Nick.
Look, man, I feel like how can we have you AI, right? Like CEO AI, create a version of yourself. Look,
that's the question I'm asking.
Have everyone in your organization go to you AI first before they go to you.
Yeah, I don't got a minute, but you go.
No, I don't have a minute, but they do 24/7.
That's right. There are a ton of tools in the AI space right now.
Man, yeah.
It's overload.
Yeah.
And there's a new one that just happened during, this podcast. and there's a new one that's going to start up as soon as we're done. So how do you help agents identify what's actually worth using and what's just noise?
So I first would like to get started by saying MIT came out with a study that 95% of AI companies are failing hard right now. 95% of AI companies are failing hard right now. Okay. And you know what I think that stems down to is that they are stuck in linear thinking. They believe that AI is like where they're at. They're going to build on where it's at. And places like ChatGPT are slowly rolling up all these companies. Like, just for one example, all these learn AIs, like schooling AIs, ChatGPT rolled out study and learn. So like one thing that I believe ChatGPT, OpenAI did that was genius is they opened their platform for people to create their own AI tools based off of OpenAI. And now they're just basically what I see them doing, which I think is genius, a little evil, but genius, in great business, is they are just seeing what tools are making the most money based on our platform. And then after people test out all these different options, like that one's making the most, build that into ChatGPT, and then they roll it out inside of their platform. So it's literally like overnight, all these companies that have built their entire infrastructure on this, they're like, all right, add that to ours now. And now they're just rolling up industries left and right. So it's like when people tell me like, oh, check out this tool, I created this overnight. It's like, well, okay, an individual creating an app overnight, I can do that by the end of this podcast. It doesn't mean it works. Doesn't mean that it's good. Doesn't mean that you're prepping for what's coming, especially with agentic AI. So like there's all these people that are out there. I always say the first thing I look at is this an individual who created something, or is this a company that has an entire AI division for research and development? If it is an individual, or if it's even a company that doesn't have a research and development department, I'm not even batting an eye to it. Right? Because I know they'll never be able to keep up.
There's no way they can keep up. Where they're shooting right now, by the time it gets to the mark, that mark has already moved light years ahead.
And then they're working on sales, marketing, the back-end infrastructure, building it, and then marketing it again. And by the time they do that, it's moving again. Yep. So like, if it's not ChatGPT, or if it's not a company that has an entire research and development department that is proven to be able to keep up with it, I am not even looking at it. And that's where a lot of people get into. They build an app and then they sell you an app or a course, and then they'll do it again in a week, and they'll do it again next week, and they'll do it again in a month. And I don't play with linear thinkers. No, they're playing checkers, man. Chess is like, how do you use this to become the exponential version of yourself and build yourself into AI? You start doing that, no matter where this goes, AI is going to get smarter and be able to do more and more. And if you have yourself built into it, you get exponentially smarter and more efficient as this grows. So that's how I'm playing the game. I'm looking 10 moves ahead and saying, this is going to get smarter. It's going to be able to do more and more and more. So the more that I build myself and bring my genius into this, I am just going to inherently get smarter and more efficient. I'm not going to play around with all the tools and think one tool is going to save my life, because I believe AI is not coming for your job. It's coming for your excuses, right? Ooh. It's coming for your excuses. So like, saying, I don't know how to do something. No, you can literally just go to ChatGPT and say, act as my goal is, ask me one question at a time until you have a full understanding to move forward. You follow that simple framework and you can learn how to do anything. We all have a PhD in our pocket now. To me, it's how do I stay ahead, and how do I help guide people is first understanding that 95% of AI companies are failing hard right now. If it is an individual or even a company without a research and development department, I'm not even glancing at them or looking twice. If it's a tool based on where it's at right now and saying you have to learn this or you're going to be left behind, I don't play by those rules, because I'm like, no, that's not the game. Like, that's not what's happening, because this is going to change in a couple months. And who's getting left behind is actually your company.
That's right. It's actually them.
Yeah.
Can you share one AI tool that you are swearing by right now? Obviously, OpenAI, ChatGPT. But is there another one that you're like, man, it's ChatGPT, and for us, it's this? And then why?
Huzi.ai.
Ooh.
HUZI.ai.
HUZI.ai.
And I got a custom link that'll get you some of those ducats off too, you know.
Come on.
I got that too. I believe in the creator, Eric Post, what he's been able to do. He is from the real estate industry. They have went through the compliance sector. They have created a private large language model that inherently has Gemini, Claude, Perplexity, ChatGPT, Nano Banana, VO3 built into it. What they have been able to do on the back end, they have an entire research and development team. They have an AI development department. I know their mission as a company as well. So what I see where they're going, which per my NDA, I cannot go into too much detail, but where I see them going is going to rock a lot of people's worlds. And it's going to be a place that agents, and also I believe like this transcends just business, where your family will be able to go in a safe large language model with your data secured, but also I'll just call an ace, a spade a spade. Like ChatGPT right now, there's been multiple kids who have committed suicide by talking to ChatGPT. And ChatGPT said, don't talk to your parents. It walked them through how they can do it. Meta AI is encouraging their AI agents to have sexual conversations with your kids in order to, open up their minds to the possibilities. So, we have to look at this and say, look, if five guys, females, now control all the information in the world and the frame and lens on which things are viewed, I believe having a safe space for your kids, your family, and you to be able to work out of that's privatized, that is not sharing information and won't lead them down that path is going to be something that's very important. So I believe people are going to transcend with this technology or descend with this technology. And unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of people who just believe that anything that AI gives them, that these tools are made for the betterment of humanity. And I believe they are to an extent, but I also believe open free range is not where kids need to live. So I think creating like a safe environment, and what I believe in what they are doing, like there's some really cool things on the business side where you'll be able to build boards around your company and have people go into it, where you'll be able to build out your entire infrastructure to be able to go exponential within their platform. But then I also flip it and say, what if I had a safe place for my kids, my future kids, but for kids to be able to go into and like have conversations and use this technology for good and literally have a lens in which it can view under. And I think that's going to be something that's very important as we make this change into an AI powered world.
My daughter is 11 years old, and we wrestled with the idea of getting her a phone because she wants a phone so bad.
Yeah.
And
everybody else has them, Dad.
Everybody else, all of her friends, everybody in school, right? No kid has been left behind, apparently, without a phone except her. And so we finally folded and we gave her a phone with a lot of thought and planning around it. What we did was we went with a Bark phone. Are you familiar with the Bark phone?
I'm not.
Okay, so the Bark phone, it's a Samsung phone. I'm an Android guy, so, I love that. But also, it gives us all visibility to the phone. So we could see her text messages. We could see, it shows us when she arrives at school, it says Brooklyn has arrived at school. When she gets home, it says she's arrived at home. It says that she left home. Like, we get these alerts. But the funny thing happened the other day. She was texting with her friends. She went to a steakhouse with some of her friends, and her friend next to her got a steak, and they gave her a steak knife, and she held it up, and my daughter took a picture of it, and she's like, oh my gosh, I do not trust her with this knife. Ha ha ha. Well, I get an alert, bing, and it said weapon, violence. And I was able to literally open up the text from my phone and see that she took a picture of the steak knife with her friend, like, next to it. And I said, this is what's needed. I feel like every phone should have some of this. And it kind of just goes back to what we were just talking about is, just this morning, I now get to take my daughter to school every morning.
Oh, that's amazing.
And it's a beautiful thing. But as I was waiting for her to come downstairs this morning, I heard her talking to somebody. I thought she was talking to one of her friends on the phone. She wasn't talking to her friend. She was talking to ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Having a full-on conversation like it was her friend. And she said, okay, well, I said, Brooklyn, come on. She goes, well, I'm headed off to school now, but I'll talk to you later, okay? And Chat goes, all right, Brooklyn, have a great day.
Yeah.
It's just awesome, man. But like you said, people will either ascend or descend using this. And as a parent, I care about the level of descension that's happening. It has already happened.
Yeah.
And it will only grow. And so I agree with you there that if there's a way for us to have a safe space for our families, our children, so that they can use this technology but still be safe with this technology,
Yeah.
then that's the world that I want to live in.
And, I feel like this is where we don't have a choice whether we integrate with this technology or not. But how you, as a leader in business, as a father of a family, integrates with this technology matters. If people see you descend with it and use this so you can write a quick email and then go and watch more Netflix, or it's like have all your texting done for you so you can scroll more on social media, like the people around you notice that. They don't listen to what you say, they watch what you do. So if you're using this to descend into all of your bad habits, I have a newsflash for you. You're going to watch your kids do the same thing, and they're way more malleable than your brain is, way more susceptible to it. And if they start doom scrolling and they use it to spend less, like to go feed all the bad habits, you'll have no one to look back on but yourself. Look, you can't make anybody do anything, but if you choose to become the exponential version of yourself with this technology, I promise you this, you will see, look, a rising tide lifts all ships.
Yeah.
Right? Like, use this for good. Your future and your family's future depends on how you integrate with this technology, how you view it and how you use it.
Yes.
Right? If you use this to get rid of your gotta minutes, to help you navigate some part of your life and get unstuck, and now you get to spend more time being present with your family, like that can have such an impact on showing like, look how daddy's using this. Where now the entire business is exponential. Things are growing. Things are getting done. You guys are actually making more money. And you're not using that to doom scroll more, to watch more TV, to talk with ChatGPT for hours for no reason. Look, you can do it for a good business reason. But to use this as a replacement for that human connection is where a lot of people are going to go. You can use it to be more human. Use AI to be more human, to spend more time and be present. So now instead of your team calling you, they call the AI version of you and get question answered. And you have no idea. And you are just sitting there happily with your son and daughter. Like, this technology has such glorious uses. I believe in helping people become to that self-actualized point where they have their business, Maslow's 5 hierarchy of needs. And it goes through first being able to food and drink, then shelter, then caring and relationships, then your ego and like your ability to, fulfill the person of yourself. And then the last part is self-actualization, where now that you have those 4 needs met, what do you actually do? And I think a lot of people get stuck there. They don't know how to get to that point because they're stuck in the business, or they don't know what they actually want to do after that.
Yes.
So like through AI, what I want to do is create that AI version of yourself that can help self-actualize to get that time back with your family, with your passion projects, whether it's with the church, whether it's with a charity, and be able to really give yourself to it and be present. So I'm looking at this, I'm an optimist. I can transcend with this technology. So I believe I have the duty and obligation to help people do the same thing.
Yes. And I love that that's where your heart is. I told you this on our Build at Sea cruise, that I'm grateful that it's you that is in this seat, that I'm grateful that it's you who God gave this idea to, that you began growing so long ago, not knowing what this was going to become, but you're using this as a force for good. And as we mentioned earlier, there are plenty who are using this as a force for evil. But I believe that the good will always win. And listening to podcasts like these, hearing not only what you're saying, but also acting on what you're talking about, taking the time to go to some of the websites, maybe read some of the books, listen to some of the things that we've been talking about, and actually begin to view AI differently and begin using it differently. And in full transparency, for me, I'm using it differently than I was using it even only a few months ago. For a while, I stopped working out, riding super fast, fell off my bicycle, jammed both my wrists. I thought I tore some ligaments and I wasn't able to lift weights. It even hurt when I was trying to take my shirt off each day. And so for a long time, I just couldn't lift weights. And then even once I was able to get some of that strength back, I was worried about re-injuring it. So I just didn't. And I started picking up cardio. And so I'm not much of a runner, never really have been much of a runner, but I knew that I needed to still be active because at one point I just kind of stopped doing it all. And I began using ChatGPT to formulate what that routine could look like and plugging in some of the other health stats that I was using, uploading it into it, telling it what I'm doing, and then letting it prescribe to me how much cardio I should be doing per day and such. And now I've taken it to another level where now that I am back in the gym, it's actually my personal trainer. I have my complete workout built out every single time I'm there. I know exactly what I'm going to do. It's actually giving me a progressive workout, reporting to it as I'm working out, how much I lifted, what I did, and it compares what I did last week or the day before, and it will progress me through my strength training. And already just today in the gym, I hit 5 new personal records on the dumbbells.
I saw that post too.
5 new, you saw that, right?
Yeah.
5 new PRs today. And I can truly say that I'm healthier now because of how I'm using ChatGPT. And my kids are watching that. My wife is watching that. And so it goes back to what you're saying, man, just being a force for good and using this the right way, because they are more malleable than we are, and they are the future.
And, you know, I appreciate you sharing that too, Michael, because AI is not coming for your job. It's coming for your excuses. Anybody can do what you just said. It's right there at your fingertips, but there's no one that's going to make you put that into ChatGPT. It's going to make you go to the gym. That's going to make you track it. So what happens in darkness always comes to light. And I think there's a lot that's going to be coming to light with people who claim one thing and do another. And it's like, look, for the people who love taking action, who love taking personal accountability, this technology is here for good, and it's here to be your thought partner, your collaborator in every aspect of life. It won't make you go to the gym. But if you are go to the gym and you are tracking yourself, this is your partner in life. And, you know, this is where I shared on the ship how I use AI to literally rewire my brain. I create custom songs that are about my goals, my mission, who I want to become, what I want to do, the habits that I have. And I create custom music and custom songs that I play over and over and over again. And then Think and Grow Rich, it's actually the number 4 way to actually things that affect your brain is music. So if you're listening to songs like anxiety, guess what you're going to have more of? You're going to have more of anxiety. But I'm listening to songs that talk about my goals, my mission, my purpose, my habits, what I do every day over and over again. And no one can make me create the song. No one can make me listen to it. But you bet what? I listen to it every single day, and it helps me literally rewire my thinking to stay on track.
If somebody wants to see that experiment, because it's brilliant. I created my song. You helped me to create my song earlier this year, many months ago, before Build at Sea Cruise. People have said it with their own mouths, have called it life transforming, transformational experience. There was a whole room in tears as they were listening, not only to their song that was created about their life and their goals and their future, but listening to other people's song and hearing their testimony through song, not just Adele's song or whoever else's song that we never have met, probably will never meet other than, you know, at a concert or something. And so can you talk to us a little bit about that?
I'll give it all away, Mike. So like what you want to do inside of here is you want to clearly identify what the 3 habits are. Like, what are 3 things that you can do every day or every week that will make a significant impact on your life? Whether it's driving your kids to school every single day, making sure that you pray every single day, making sure that you call 20 leads every single day, whether it's posting on social media. What are the habits that you know you must do in order to stay consistent and get to where you want to be in life? So you run those through. And you just say, based on where you know about me, paint me a story of what my life would look like in 5 years if I knocked out my daily habits every single day. Give me wins I would have, accomplishments I would have, how I would feel, right? And then it's going to write that out for you.
As you're listening to this right now, I want you to listen intently. And this might be where you kind of pause, take some notes. And this is the action part of this, because I'm telling you, just listening to this won't do it for you.
No.
Actually doing this, what we're talking about right now, what Nick is explaining to you step by step on how to do this, I'm telling you, do it, come back, put a comment, send us an email, something, give some love.
Send us
because
the song.
I promise you. Send us the song.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, continue,
And
Nick.
so if you go to tools.crem.ai, tools.crem.ai, it's not behind a paywall and you don't even have to give us your information. It's literally just giving it away. We have the prompt on there plus the tool. So you guys can see how to create this. But so you write out your habits or activities, and I do not just do business, do life, do faith, do finances, do fun. Like, what do you need to incorporate into your life that ultimately will make it better? Make it something that is tangible, right? So then ChatGPT will write you a story of what your life will look like in 5 years. And look, ChatGPT doesn't have the limiting beliefs that you have. Right? We have limiting beliefs about what simple daily activities can do for us. ChatGPT doesn't have those limits. So we'll paint this grand version of yourself. You then take that version, you go back to ChatGPT and you say, write me a song in the style of blank, whoever your favorite artist is. And ChatGPT will write you a song. Now, Mike, I'm not going to ask you to become a karaoke person and now you have to sing that song for it, right? Right. But you take that song and you go to a place called suno.com, suno.com. You copy and paste the lyrics into it, and then you give it the style or genre or feel for it. And Suno is actually free to use. So you can create up to 6 songs a day. So now you have your 5-year vision written in your favorite artist's song. You go into the styles and you can put pop, you can put country, you can put rap, R&B. And then all you do is hit create. And then it brings your song to life. And it is literally like a stuff that you would hear on YouTube or iTunes or Spotify, a professional grade song in your favorite artist's style, but it's about your goals, your mission, what you will accomplish so that you can listen to it over and over and over again. You can create a song for your family that says your name, your kids' names, and all the great things that they are doing in it. You can create one for when you feel anxiety or overwhelm. You can make it reggae style, talking about how you overcome this and what you can do. I have songs created for my family time, for my business time, for the gym, and I literally use the power of music to rewire my brain and thinking. And I'll tell you what, this is how I lost over 75 pounds. This is how I stopped smoking. I stopped drinking. I stopped certain things in my life. And I'm a living testament to exactly the power of rewiring your brain, because I believe you get what you think about most of the time. And this is how I am transcending through the power of AI.
It's the real deal, y'all. You know, the Bible says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And as you're talking about this, Nick, that's exactly what I'm thinking about. Like, we're meant to meditate on the word. And what does that mean? That means it's like take it and just sit on it and let it rotate in your mind and let it transform your mind. And it's not just one time. You're not just going to listen to this stuff one time. The radio doesn't just play a song one time and you're like, oh my God, that was so life-changing. No, there's a reason why the radio continues to play a song over and over and over and over again. Why? Because it's programming.
Yep.
These songs are programming. And so if you had a song that was programmed the right way that you could listen to, and you made your own playlist for the gym, you have your own playlist for when you go to sleep, you have your own playlist for your kids to listen to, or playlist for your wife or your husband to listen to, right? Like, it does change things, man. So thank you for sharing that. I think those who actually take action, again, we do want to hear from you. We want to hear your songs. Please let us know that you did this. Do it with your kids. I'm going to do this with my kids. I'm going to create a couple of songs with my kids. So thank you for sharing this again. All right. Absolutely. I want to take you to the lightning round before we wrap up here. I want to give you a lightning round. Now, some of the stuff we already hit, but I had some questions that I wanted to ask you. Just really rapid fire questions that'll put you on the hot seat for a quick second. You ready for that?
Let's go.
Let's go. All right, Nick, what's the biggest myth that agents believe about AI?
That somebody using AI is going to replace you, because it's not coming for your job. It's coming for your excuses. You all have a PhD in your pocket. So if you utilize the PhD, you're going to win. If you're going to use every excuse in the book, you're going to lose.
Ooh. All right. What's a tool that you've tested and immediately cut?
Ooh, a tool that I've tested and immediately cut. Wow. Let me think. I don't want to throw people under the bus here.
It's all right.
I would say a tool that I've tested and immediately cut. Oh, I'll tell you what, Meta. I tested Meta AI and immediately cut. I thought their ability to like answer questions was terrible. And then also once I read up on what they are trying to do to children, I refuse to use that one. They're literally using their AI agents to have explicit conversations with kids, and I refuse to be a part of that.
I've read some articles on that. And so, yeah, I can attest to that.
Yeah.
And even when Zuckerberg was asked about it, I don't remember exactly what his words were, but he kind of just said that that's where the future is going, that people can express themselves the way that they want to express themselves, essentially.
Yep.
So, yeah, don't let that go over your head. All right.
Nope.
Here's another one. What's one AI-powered workflow that you feel every agent should have by now?
Oh, that every agent should have by now? I would say an AI chatbot that can communicate with your leads. If your CRM doesn't have it, find one that does, because there are many CRMs that have that workflow already integrated into it. So if you don't have an AI chatbot that is helping text and communicate with your leads, it's going to be hard because everybody else is going to have one.
Well, Nick, now we're down to the 5% rule. Last thing I want to ask you, what is the one thing that you do that 95% of people ignore, but makes all the difference in how you've scaled your brand and your platforms?
We have built a company knowledge base where I have taken my genius, my thoughts, my writing, my videos, my transcriptions, my call recordings, my Zooms, and built it into our company knowledge base. So that way people don't come to me anymore for Gotta Minutes. My marketing team does it. I have custom GPTs built with my brain for every single step of my business. I've even built almost like on steroids a custom GPT that people on my team and my coaching clients can call, can text, can message back and forth and have conversations. And I'll tell you what, Mike, I was talking about this with my brother. My phone is pretty dry, meaning people don't even call and text me anymore. And it's actually quite beautiful because they go to my AI version of me, they get their questions answered. So what 95% of people aren't doing, they're looking for ways to bring in more, to do more in their life and to like put things out there. I'm looking for ways to keep me in the seats that I love. So I've essentially built a CEO AI version of myself that runs and manages a lot of the questions in my company. So if you want to get rid of Gotta Minutes, that's what you have to do.
You're amazing at this. Again, I truly mean that as a friend, but an early client of content cards.
Yeah.
I remember days of reading The Community Champ.
Yeah.
The book that you wrote. You've just excelled at this at such a high level that I want to give you your flowers, but also I thank you for being a servant-hearted leader in this space. I know that this isn't all about money for you. This isn't all about, fame, fortune, or whatever you want to call it, but you've truly positioned yourself, your mind, and your heart to want to make the world a better place. And you see where it's going. You're kind of, that guy who's been able to look around the corner and then yell back and say, hey guys, here's what's on the way.
Yeah.
And there will be people who choose to listen and take heed. And then there's obviously people who will just continue to walk while they're just staring at their phone and they'll get hit by the truck that's on the way. But either way, we're moving forward.
Yeah.
Whether you're paying attention or not. And so, Nick, I want to give you the floor. Where can people go to learn more about the AI certified agent or content cards or anything else that you're building?
Yeah. So if you guys just go to www.crem.ai, we have things from free live AI workshops that we do every single week, which you guys could just join the community, newsletters you guys can be on, all the way up to our AI certified agent, our done for you marketing assistant program where it's GEO and AEO getting you seen. And I will just leave you guys with this. Nobody knows where this is going to be in 5 years. All the AI leaders say they have no freaking idea. So if you're listening to someone who's telling you exactly what's going to happen in 5 years, in 10 years, I would say walk away, because I'm not that person. I simply just want to be your guide. How can I cut out 95% of your distractions, focus on the 5% that actually works? And I'll tell you what, I don't know where this is going either, but I know I'll be there wherever it is, because that's my job. So that's what we do. So if you guys want a guide who's going to cut out 95% of the BS so you can focus on what actually works and become an exponential version of yourself, then we're for you.
Listen, if you're an agent trying to figure out how to use AI in real life, this episode just gave you the roadmap. Whether it's automated content, smarter tool stacks, or a repeatable training system, Nick is helping agents go from scattered to Scalable. So make sure you share this episode with a team leader, a coach, an agent in your circle who's guessing their way through AI. And don't forget, the full archive is at leveragewithmike.com. This has been the Leverage Lounge podcast. I'm Mike Collier. We'll see you next time. And remember, let's scale smarter.